How's it going, everybody? My name is Artorigold, and today I will be going over a top 500 gameplay guide for Zenyatta. Now, Zenyatta is probably my favorite hero of all time, and I really love him to death. I play him a lot, so hopefully I can give you a bit of information from this game, but I really think that there's probably even more that I can cover that can't just be captured in just one video. There's just so much that can happen. So first off in this game, this is a pretty high level game. On our team, we have Jexay, who is a support player for the Dynasty on the Overwatch League. He's a very strong support player. We are going to switch here. I'm going to be on Zenyatta and he's going to be on Lucio. He's really good. And on the enemy team, there is IDDQD, who is one of my favorite streamers of all time, actually, and he was on the Overwatch League. Not for very long, but he does have a 100% win rate on the stage, which is probably going to be unbeatable. So he has kind of a pretty cool record with that. In this game, playing Zenyatta is very different depending on what kind of team composition you're running. For example, we are going to be running a GOATS composition, 3 tanks, 3 healers, and very common, the very big strategy that you need to work with is your job is to basically put Discord Orb on the enemy Reinhardt. That is your goal. This is purely a GOATS kind of strategy. I mean, you could put your Discord Orb on other people, but in a GOAT situation, discording the Reinhardt and being able to just pierce right through them is going to give you the best chances of victory. So if you get the Reinhardt, basically in this situation, both of our Reinhardts die, so it's kind of a trade, and it's rather difficult to kind of win the fight that way. But if you're able to kill the enemy team's Reinhardt first, and you still have your Reinhardt, then you pretty much win the GOATS battle right there. There's almost nothing, like the enemy team can't do anything. The Reinhardt just has so much pressure on the objective, his shield, his swings, being able to speed boost him and melee and all that stuff. It just makes him so much stronger. So being able to leave your Discord Orb on targets that you want, your priority, is definitely a big thing with Zenyatta. I think priority with your orbs with Harmony as well as Discord is very important. You want to know when to Discord, who to Discord, and same thing with Harmony. So if you're in a GOAT situation, you always want to leave Discord kind of on what your team is focusing on. You can be the shot caller. You can be vocal, well, you should be vocal, and you should always tell the team who your Discord is on. But at the same time, if your team is focusing a different target, you should try to recognize that, and you should put your Discord on the target that they are focusing on. In a lot of situations, it's much easier to move your Discord Orb to the target that your team is focusing rather than getting your entire team to switch targets. A lot of things, because they don't know where that target may be positioned, or sometimes they get what's called as tunnel vision, and they're just so focused on the light at the end of that tunnel that they don't really swap targets until whatever the target they are on is dead, because they are committing really hard. And so sometimes it's just better to Discord what they are attacking, and that's something you should always keep in mind. So I want to talk about Harmony Orb usage for a little bit. Harmony Orb is something that you always want to try and leave on, well, it depends. If you're on downtime, downtime is basically when nobody is taking damage. What you want to do is you want to leave your Harmony Orb on whoever is on the front line, who is most likely going to take damage first. So leaving the Harmony Orb on them is going to basically get the most value because they are going to take the damage first, and they're probably going to take a lot of burst damage first. For example, putting my Harmony on the main tank is what you want to do. If you have a Winston, and the Winston's going to obviously dive on the enemy team as soon as he finds out a good spot to jump on them, then Harmony Orbing him first because he's going to take the damage first. There's just no question that's how it's going to be. And the same thing applies to your Reinhardt. Right here, just a little side note I wanted to cover here. It's always very important, this is kind of a very small thing, but if you're taking damage from a Ash Dynamite, it lasts for a pretty long time, and even though I have plenty of health and I'm able to just survive it and take it naturally, always go for the health pack and just heal it up. Getting a health pack basically erases the Dynamite effect completely, and for every single tick of Dynamite, then the Ash is going to get ult charge, and it's much easier to just deny that rather than let your healer try to worry about healing you. It takes the worry off of her, and it's easier to deny the ult charge that way. So anyway, side note, Harmony Orb usage. So one of the biggest things about the Harmony Orb is you want to put it on people that it's more difficult for your Ana to hit. For example, you want to use your Harmony Orb on a Genji or a Tracer because those targets are a little bit more mobile and it's much more difficult to try. Huge bomb, by the way. Fantastic work, team. Grab bomb is insane. I'm getting distracted, I know. But basically, you want to use your Harmony Orb on targets that are very mobile and hard for Ana to hit. Ana is a very strong main healer, and she wants to focus on tanks. It's much easier for Ana to hit a big hitbox, such as a Reinhardt or D.Va Winston, you know, rather than a Genji who's double jumping all over the place and things like that. So using your Harmony Orb on squishy, more mobile targets will save your Ana a lot of a headache, and she'll be very thankful that you do that. And the other thing that you need to prioritize using your Harmony Orb is Ana herself. You want to use your Harmony on healers as much as possible. So Ana has no way to heal herself besides her nade, and her nade is a very powerful ability, and she doesn't really want to waste it on herself. She wants to use it on her team to help increase the healing that they get, or use it aggressively because a purple nade can literally just win the fight for you, right? So that's something that you really need to watch, and that's something you want to do. I want to talk about this team fight a little bit here too, and why I did not use trans. So yeah, basically the bottom line of this is you always want to use your Harmony Orb on your main healer first because they have no way to heal themselves and you really want to try and do that. So I want to focus on this fight here a little bit because I had trans and there was a really good opportunity to use it in order to save your team. And there's a lot of things with trans and it's all like you have to kind of plan ahead what you're going to use your trans on. And more often than anything, you're going to use your transcendence on an enemy Zarya's Graviton, which is the biggest thing. So here we get a huge Earth Shatter on the enemy team. As you can see, they're all on the ground. Basically, we're kind of winning this fight here. As you can see right here, my team is pretty low. So we're low. We're a little split up. These two people are low, but we hit a big enough slam where we got 3 people. And we got their healers, both of which were the defensive ult people. So they have no defensive ult. And from here, I'm going to say it's pretty much a one fight. You have a 3-man advantage, even though some people might die in this fight. If I commit my Harmony Orb to one person, they will live. And, you know, just focusing a 6v3 with your Discord Orb and just my damage alone, you should be able to kill them even if something bad happens. And I think trans, although it would be nice to kind of secure that everybody lives, since we have the 3-man advantage, you have to use this free information up here always. This helps you realize kind of where your stance is in the team fight. You know, and you always have to keep in mind who has the advantage. Is it worth ulting? In this situation, we'll watch what happens here. So he gets a huge slam. He basically slams our entire team. It's like 4 people. My D.Va and me are the only ones that aren't affected. So that's 2 people that aren't shattered. I have my Harmony Orb on D.Va, so she's going to be able to deal damage. But another thing that you notice here is only one person is critical. And my Reinhardt and my Zarya are pretty much full health, and Ana is, you know, she's okay. The only person that's really in danger from this is whoever Reinhardt charges, and if he charges one of the tanks, like if he charges Reinhardt, Reinhardt can still live. My trans, I could easily do it right here, and I could save everybody. But they're down 3 people, and there's really only one enemy here. I don't even know where the other 2 enemies are. Are they up here on the high ground? Are they behind that pillar? I kind of forget where they are at this moment, but I'm pretty confident that using my trans is a waste here because we already won this fight. If anything, this Reinhardt kind of threw with this shatter because there was no way he was going to win a 6v3 with it, and we easily clean it up. He gets 1 kill with the charge, which is as to be expected, but it's much better to hold on to your ultimate in situations like that. Although it looks like a very good trans at first, we already won the fight. It was, you know, us up 3 people, and there was no way that 1 charge was going to kill 4 people. Now, the Reinhardt actually screwed up. If he was able to do a flame strike, hammer swing, then charge, he might have been able to grab more than just 1 kill. But he really screwed that combo up, and that might be for a lot of reasons. And right here we see why I wanted to save Transcendence, because here the enemy Zarya uses Graviton, gets my Lucio and my Reinhardt in it, and I'm able to use my Trans to keep them both alive. And it's so good that I didn't waste Transcendence like that, because now I'm able to help them out. And then unfortunately, the Lucio dies. I think the enemy Ana got a really good anti-nade, so someone like Reinhardt could probably survive that because, you know, he's got 500 health, but poor little Lucio only has 200, so he's definitely going to go down there, but it was still a lot of value, and that was worth it. And there I get a really nice snipe on IDDQD. I guess we should talk about your left-click orbs and your right-click orbs just a little bit now that I've covered Transcendence. So one of the biggest things about your orbs is that it has no fall-off damage. So this is something that all projectiles kind of have in common, is that they will do the same amount of damage no matter the distance, which is pretty much the biggest strength of your orbs. So if somebody is out on top of a truck, for example, if IDDQD is sitting here trying to shoot shots at me, I could spam orbs at them, and if any of them connect, it's going to do the same amount of damage no matter where I am. So I can do it from really far away. In a situation like this where he's Ashe, I could definitely just poke him. But if he was Widowmaker, I would never do that because Widowmaker only needs one shot to my head and I will die instantly. Ashe has a little bit of damage fall off, so I think it takes 2 headshots in order to kill me probably at this range, but I think I could survive if it's a headshot and a body shot, because there is damage fall off on hit-scan characters. Not Widowmaker. Widowmaker is the only exception, I believe. So, like, if you're a Soldier 76 and McCree, like, you know, you have perfectly fine damage at this range, but once you're trying to shoot at these ranges, 2 and 3, that's where you're going to see some damage fall off, and that's where you're going to see the, you know, it's not going to hit as much. So I'm able to shoot orbs at them and do probably more damage if I land the shots compared to them, especially if they're getting more pressure. But I would never do this against a hero like Hanzo, who can one-shot me, or a Widowmaker who can one-shot me and has no damage fall off. So you always have to pick your battles as Zenyatta. Spamming orbs at people who are basically just up here and like exposed, and this can be anywhere, right? It depends on the map. This is a very common spot people will be at. Like if there's an Ana right here at top of this truck, it's very easy to just spam orbs at them and discord them, apply pressure to them, because this is a really good high ground spot for an Ana, and she gets to see and heal and do damage and do everything that she wants to do, and you can contest that person up there as Zenyatta. So that's something you want to keep in mind. You are able to apply a lot of pressure to enemies, even if you're not hitting your shots, just simply discording them and spamming left click at them, and it can maybe just get them to back off for a little bit. And that's something that you really need to keep in mind. See, like, for example, this Ana over here, I'm able to discord and left click. She unfortunately got a Lucio beat in there, and my Reinhardt shield wasn't able to protect me, so that didn't work out. Let me look back actually at that. Was the Reinhardt shield really, was I not behind it? Oh, my Reinhardt shield was down for just like, I think he used Flame Strike right there, so that I ended up dying because of that. It's unfortunate, but I still stand by what I said. If he didn't get a Lucio beat and my Reinhardt shield was up, I could have just simply kept spamming the Ana, and he would not have been able to do anything about that.
If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.